Good morning. I'm Dr. Marc Allan Feldman. I'm a Libertarian. I'm running for President of the United States. Last time we met for coffee. This time I thought we'd share my morning bagel. It's kind of a Sunday morning tradition for me. My bagel, morning coffee, and the New York Times. So I thought we could meet for a few minutes, talk about the news, give you a little bit about my perspective in an informal environment. So, big news front page. They say if it bleeds, it leads. Crash in Egypt of Russian jet kills over 220 people. Now, that's a terrible thing. My heart goes out to the victims and their families. When I think, though, about deaths in transportation, I always think of myself and my environment first. And I know that in Ohio this year alone, over 900 traffic fatalities. That's like 4 of these jumbo jets just this year. So let's be concerned about what's happening in Egypt, but let's see if we can do something to make ourselves more safe and secure here at home. Germany's test in a nutshell: 102 villagers, 750 migrants. Tells the story of a little village in Germany that's expected to get over 500 refugees, and how are they going to cope with that? It's a hard problem. You know, countries feel that we have a responsibility to help migrant refugees from around the world, and it's true. But the question is, how many should you take? I have a different point of view. I don't think the government should decide. What I would do is, we see that we already have a sponsorship program where people can sponsor family members. Why don't we expand the sponsorship program and let people sponsor as many people, whether they're related to them or not, as long as they're willing to take responsibility for them. So how many refugees we should have? Should it be 1,000, 10,000, 1 million? Well, that's up to how many the American people would like to sponsor. This is just another way I like to try to take problems and bring them down the line. These problems are too big to our government. I'd like to try to take each of these big problems and break it up into 300 million pieces and let each American citizen decide how to solve their part. Let's see, we got Bernie Sanders won't kiss your baby. Is that a problem? I don't know. Bernie Sanders walking down 6th Avenue in Manhattan, talking as little as possible to people. Well, that's Bernie. I do like him. He was an independent for many years until he went in with the Democratic Party. Bernie and I have some things in common, Jewish, but we do have our disagreements. I said that I agree with Bernie Sanders on almost 100% of the problems, but about 0% of the solutions. We do have problems in this country with the growing population in poverty, and a smaller and smaller part of the population having the greatest amount of wealth. But I don't think that's a problem of not enough government. I think it's a problem of too much government, and a problem with a government that's in partnership with the multinational corporations. So we need to take power away both from the government and from the partners of the corporations and the super wealthy, and give power back to the individual American citizens. My plan is pretty simple: balance the budget, and then change all charitable contributions to dollar-for-dollar tax credits so people can spend their money and support society the way they feel is right. Greek lenders told to raise billions in capital. Greek has been in trouble, and they had to depend on the European Union to bail them out. That's another problem for Bernie Sanders and those who want European-style democratic socialism. 2 publishers stabbed in Bangladesh as attacks rise. Also thought to be issues with religious extremism. And then, not till page 6, we get article on latest news with Barack Obama's announcement President Obama's decision to send a small team of United States commandos into Syria as part of the broader war against the Islamic State has raised new questions about his military strategy. Well, is it a military strategy or is it a political strategy? Discordant verdicts on the U.S. forces in Syria, too much or too little? Too much or too little? How about should we be there at all? You know, the one question in my mind is the conflict in Syria really caused by us not being there? I'd like to tell our military, the military-industrial complex, listen, you're not helping. We can't be the policeman for the world. It's not right. We shouldn't be there. We have our own problems. Yes, we have interests in other countries, but other countries have interests here. How would we feel if Egypt or Russia wanted to send troops to Baltimore or Ferguson to help with our unrest? It's just not right. State policies stand out in the second year of Affordable Care Act. 2 years into the Affordable Care Act, clear regional patterns are emerging about who has health insurance in America and who doesn't. Healthcare is a problem, but we're looking at such a small piece of it. When I think about health, I think about being healthy, being fit. Assuming you don't have major medical problems, can you carry groceries up a couple flights of stairs? Can you walk a couple miles? Are you in shape? That's an important part of life. Then are you doing what you need to do to prevent getting sick? Is your weight in the appropriate range? Are you eating right? Are you getting your blood pressure checked? These are the things that really help prevent people from getting sick. And then if you do get sick, yes, you need treatment. You need to have access to good doctors and good hospitals. Hopefully they'll be more efficient. Our healthcare system has gotten way, way too expensive. So the cost is an issue. And then you come to the final question of actually who's paying that cost and how the money gets moved around between insurance companies and patients and hospitals and doctors and pharmacies. And that's the part that we're hearing about, is how the money gets moved around. But that's a far cry from being healthy. So yes, I believe in universal health care. I think everyone universally should care about their health. But that's plenty of time for another talk. Well, thanks for coming by this morning. It's been nice to have you over, and I hope you have a great week.